McClue, and we are live with the internet phone-in. Fantastic stuff. 9 o'clock on Tuesday, the 5th of October. Nothing gets past me, you see. And lovely to have you with us, of course. And a very, very warm welcome to all our lovely brothers and sisters on TikTok. Dinky-Doo TikTokers. Lovely to have you with us, and a very, very warm welcome. That is just amazing. Fantastic stuff. Lovely to have you with us as well, always. So there we go. So we've got our TikTokers, and we've got our Twitchers, we've got our YouTubers, and we've got our Facebookers, and that is absolutely fantastic. For that, I thank you. Welcome, 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 I say. Now then, who have we got here? Lots and lots of chat. Number, what are we at tonight? Is it number 39? That's the stuff, number 39 tonight. And we're up for all the chat. Dinky-Doo from Scottie McClue. Hi from Coles Norton. Hello, the inspiration for Da Vinci's David. Good afternoon, sir. I thank you very much. Are you talking you or me? What a privilege to have us all together in the one place. Tremendous. Now you've got the number in front of you, so you know you can give us a call at any time. How tremendous that. Our Facebookers should be back with us tonight. Thank you, Mr. Goatface, for my lovely, lovely TikToks. Share the live. Long time no see, Scotty, says T-Smart. There we are. Tremendous. Thank you, Mr. Goatface, for 20 beautiful TikToks. That is so very, very kind of you. There we go now. Hello all, says Susan. Kareem says, can't get through. The lines are very busy, Kareem. Dinky-Doo, Scotty, how art thou? Eddie Doyle, I art absolutely tremendous. Dinky-Doo, Scotty from Tenerife. Ah, Steve McMahon in Tenerife. We love this. This is the gorgeous thing about the internet phone-in. Much and all as I adore local radio, it's just so lovely to be talking around the world. David was Michelangelo, not Da Vinci. Dave Deprave. Good point, Dave. Excellent stuff. Scotty, have you ever considered doing a podcast? Well, Brun, what would be the difference between this and a podcast? Because this gets uploaded to YouTube, and we really need to get YouTube moving. So if you're watching on YouTube tonight, make sure you've subscribed and tapped the bell and shared the channel with everybody in your social media bubble. Hi, Scotty and folks, says Neil. Dinky-Doo. Lovely to have you with us. Welcome. Tonight, our main subject for discussion. Are we dealing with a generation that have been brought up by their grandparents? Have grandparents brought up their sons and daughters? So there we are. And should we look at, and this might sound a bit controversial, but it's not. Should we look at one-wage families? Should we look at the women staying at home or the men staying at home and bringing up the children? Right? And just having one person earning the money. I shall tell you about all this later. I'll explain it to you. Fantastic. Good evening, Dave. Dinky-Doo, says D. Gurley. How amazing is that? D. Gurley. Fantastic. Right. To your telephones, I say, and let's hear from you. Yes, indeed. Scottie McClue on the phones. There we are. Make the UK great again. Well, I think the UK Brexit's clobbered the UK, so it will be very difficult to do that. So I think the only way to make the component countries of the UK great is for the UK to split, and then we will see what is what. Dinky-Doo. Right, the phone line should be open. If you've been trying and trying, ringing and ringing and ringing, and redialing and redialing and redialing, let's hear from you, I say. Kirby the Annihilator. Good evening, mate, says Adam. Yes, Adam, I do love the good evening, but I'm wondering about the term mate. I'm wondering if we should actually do something about that. So there we go. You're live on Scotty's phone in. Who's that?
Dinky-Doo, Scotty, it's Glenn.
Glenn, how are you, la? Are you Dinky-Doo?
Yeah, I'm Dinky-Doo yourself.
Absolutely Dinky-Doo. And we've got everybody with us tonight. And we've got the TikTokers.
I tried to ring a few times. It says the person you have called is not available at the moment.
Well, I think really there's so many people ringing at one time, it jams it up.
Glenn gremlins in it.
Well, no, I think just the system is not geared for what we are doing. Yeah.
You're that, Scotty, you're that powerful, innit? You're that good.
Well, I don't know about good, Glenn, but it's huge. I can tell you that.
Come on, Scotty, don't sell yourself short.
Don't sell yourself short. I don't know, Glenn, are you on the TikTok?
I am, yeah.
Yeah, brilliant. There's some great TikTok videos uploaded, and there's some great YouTube videos uploaded if you're on the YouTube.
Nice one.
Yeah, so it's good stuff for you.
Scotty, there's some international football this week, Scotty.
All right, well, listen, we agreed never to be put off by football, because once you start running scared of other media, you've got a serious problem. So as far as Scottie McClue is concerned, we'll do what we do, and if people like it, good.
Scotty, you know, when you have all these adverts come up at half-time and stadiums and whatnot, it should say at half-time, put the Scottie McClue show on
They should, yes, their adverts should say that. They should all say Scottie McClue is live during the breaks.
I like what you've done with banner anyway, Scotty, black and blue.
You like the old black and blue?
Definitely, yeah. Are you going to put some...
There's somebody recalling the fact that we've got the world record for calls, 460,000.
Scotty, did you hear 1 or 2 negative millies last night on comments? I thought, what?
Yeah, there's 1 or 2 negative, but you see, you've got to remember there's a wee touch of the green-eyed monster out there.
When they're saying all sorts of rubbish about you.
Yeah, well, they wish they were you.
Scotty, if you can get any better, if you can do any better, put some out there, and you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Listen, anybody in the world can do what I'm doing.
Scotty, it's great presentation what you do.
You know, they just need to pop up and do it, so there's no need for any jealousy.
There's no need for any animosity, is there?
No need for any animosity, no need for any jealousy, no need for any knocking people. You know what I mean? If you don't like it, scroll by.
Scotty, I think it's pathetic at times where people go on.
Well, I think people just don't understand it. A guy today says, to think I used to respect you because I told them about Queen, you know.
What?
He goes, to think I used to respect you, and now I find out that you're just... all this about the monarchy, and I thought, no, we're just telling them straight. There's nothing to do with that, I'm just giving them the facts.
You know what I mean? Get a grip in it, some people.
Get a grip. These people need to grow up, Glenn.
I think what it is, there's like a difference of opinion, and they just like to make themselves look big down there. That's what I think it comes down to. I think
they think they'll big themselves up by putting other people down.
They want that 15 minutes of so-called fame, don't they? That's what they want.
That's what they're after. There's John Boy from Port Glasgow here. Are you still telling it straight?
Scotty, when it comes to it, I think it is jealousy and MBS.
Yeah, they've got problems, these people, you know what I mean?
Well, clearly they're watching you, aren't they? They're watching your broadcast, obviously.
Well, they must be watching it, and they're getting it for free now. I don't think there's too much to moan about there, do you?
I definitely don't. I think like I said, there's enough out there for people to do what they want to do. And everything what you're doing is fantastic.
Well, bless you, Glenn. You're a top man. And I'm gonna nip off now because they're going bananas.
So, like I said, Kareem will be on next, obviously, and then hopefully we'll get some fresh callers on.
Yeah, I hope we have Kareem on next. That would be lovely, that.
Definitely, Scott.
I know he's certainly tried to ring because he said, I can't get through.
Yeah, we've all regulars always try to phone up first.
Well, we like that, but you popped up first tonight. Scotty, you were the man back in the day. What do you mean back in the day? There's a guy from Ireland telling us he's a clown.
Well, we're in now at the moment. It's autumn.
We've just gone into autumn last week. The summer solstice. Autumn solstice.
When's winter, Scotty? Is it November?
For what?
When's winter start?
Oh, winter starts. Yeah, it'd be late November, I would think.
Late November, yeah.
Late November, you get winter, but
I know you're not much of a football fan, but what do you reckon to winter Winter World Cup next year.
Well, very interesting. Hey, Glenn, here's a guy goes, Scottie, look how you've grown.
There's a Winter World Cup in December, Scottie.
Oh, right. Well, I think you'll find that a lot of people during winter can settle down and enjoy phoning.
Because in Qatar, it's summer in December.
That's it. That's it.
So
now,
I think it's one of the best times, I think. Everybody's going to be wanting to just prepare for Christmas, aren't they, when this is going on?
Absolutely. And I can't think of a better place to do that than on the phone in.
Have you got your Christmas shopping ready?
Yeah, I've got everything in. I've got a quarter of chocolates.
Nice one.
So we've got all, and I've got a glass bottle of glucose drink.
Beautiful.
We're laughing.
I mean, all seasons come into play, don't they, Superboxers? Have you noticed that?
Of course they do. Here's somebody asking, is Glenn calling from inside a tin of Prince Albert's tobacco?
Brilliant. Brilliant people, aren't they?
They're good. Hello from Brisbane in Australia, from John Robertson.
Scott, what's these people that have phoned up from on your phone so far?
The what, love?
What's the service that's phoned up from overseas?
Oh, well, there's a guy saying hi from Brisbane in Australia.
I like the bonds with like Tom last night, the last call.
I want to get America calling as well.
And Australia and New Zealand.
Yeah, we want to get them all on for a quick chat.
Definitely, Scottie.
Hey, and DINKY-DOO, la.
DINKY-DOO, Scottie.
See you, la. Top man. That's our Glenn. What a great guy. You're live on Scotty's phone in. Who's that? Hello? Mr. Nobody wasting his time. Right. If you're phoning up, don't waste your time. Come on and have a proper chat. That's what I say. Fantastic stuff. Now, what do we got here on the chat? Let's see if we can get a minute. DINKY-DOO, Scottie, Yo D. Hello, everybody. Nino. Hi, Scottie. How are you? Hi, Nino. Fantastic stuff. Let's hope I don't get banned tonight. Fantastic. Right, who's calling? Let's see what's going off here. You're live on Scotty's phone in. You're live on Scotty's phone in. Who's that?
Hi, Scottie. It's Kareem.
Ah, Kareem, brilliant stuff. Busy on the phones tonight.
I couldn't get through. I phoned when you came on and it just says it just cut out. So I don't know what happened.
Well, I think it's just mobbed. I can see the numbers down here. And, and it goes up to things like 9 and 10. And then I think we get problems. Because I think what we're trying to do on a shoestring, but doing it very well on a shoestring, and thank you for everybody's generosity, or we couldn't do it at all. And I think what we're trying to do is just stretches the system a bit, but we're going to press on.
Yes, absolutely.
You know, we've come this far with it. We're into week number 5. We're into show number 39, I think.
Excellent.
Yep. Excellent. Amazing. Yep. Now then, there's somebody saying, hello from Aberdeen, Kareem. We've got everybody on in the TikTok as well.
Yes, the TikTokers, absolutely.
I love the TikTokers. I popped up this morning and did an early bird on TikTok and got joined by over 1,000 people.
Fantastic.
You know, at something like, I can't remember, I think it was about 20 to 7 in the morning, you know.
Really early, yes.
Just a bit of chat.
Today, Scottie, is National Favourite Teachers Day. So we can ask you who was your favourite teacher and why.
I could tell you that, Kareem. A man that we called universally Uncle Jack. He was a music teacher. He was from Dumbarton. He was born in 1912. And he taught in, I think, the local school, the Vale of Leven or whatever. And then he went after, he was in the Second World War, and he flew swordfish, fairy swordfish, off the Ark Royal.
Right.
And to this day, you can see pictures of that. So he was a lieutenant in the RNVR because he was slightly older, being born in 1912. He was an outstanding musician. And then he was 20 years in Kenya, teaching at a big public school in Kenya when it was still under British East Africa. and he did 20 years, and then Kenya got independence in 63. He did another 5 years and then came back to Scotland in 68, and he was just different class. And in those days, teachers could be a bit violent towards young people. You know, maybe a pull of the hair or a bit of a slap if they cheeked up. And he said to me once, he said, he was an absolute gentleman. And he said, I only once struck a boy and I regretted it terribly. And that was him. And he was just, there was never anything like that. He was just different class. And in those days, teachers could also put you down. They would look and say, you'll never amount to anything, boy. You're just an idiot. You know, that sort of stuff. So they would do it. You'll never amount to anything. He was different class. He said to me, what is it you want to do when you leave school? I said, go into banking, sir. And he said, oh, I can see you now. He said, my friend was a manager in the Standard and Chartered Bank in Africa. He said, I could see you with your rolled umbrella. And this lot will pass you. And I'll say to you, who were they? And you'll say, oh, some riffraff I used to know in school. And he just painted a picture. And the very first day he came in, Kareem, we didn't know what to expect, and it was all boys. It was a music class. And in those days, a music class quite often consisted of singing community songs from the Oxford Book of Songs. And he came into the class, said, good afternoon, boys. And we said, good afternoon, sir. And there was a big boy at the back with his feet on the seats. And he said, can you take your feet off the seats? And he said, it's all right, sir, I'm quite comfy. And he said to him, he said, and you could barely hear this, Kareem, but he fixed him with a stare straight at him, right through me. I was sitting in front, and he goes, don't ever speak back to me. And the guy, the feet came off the seats, and he sat himself up. And then he said, right, boys, page 52, off we go, and sat at the piano. And that was him. And he was just such a source of encouragement. He did all the school shows. He was massive in music in the area. And his stories of Africa were outstanding. And he taught really famous people. And I've met both of them. And I told them, and they went, yes, he did. He taught me music. And one was a very, very famous musician, and the other's a very famous politician.
It's funny the power that a teacher can have on a person. There'll be people listening just now that have not been in school for God knows how many years. But if they sit back and think of that one teacher that was outstanding, but sadly to say, there'll be people that could think of a teacher that, oh my God, they were hell for me, the torture, just, you know, the anxiety, the stress, the pressure. And you know, it's a funny thing how the power it's in the back of your mind.
Well, you know, it's so interesting because I hosted a concert, and it was a concert for schools, and I actually recalled him. I said, you never know how far a teacher's influence goes, and I recalled him. This might be 2 or 3 years ago, and I recalled him. And, you know, that, and he would now be, of course, obviously something like 109. And when my mother rang me to say Uncle Jack passed away, I was devastated, and I was walking by the Lancaster Canal on the afternoon of his funeral, and I really felt this big hollow because this wonderful man had left the world.
But think how many people he's inspired.
Oh, for goodness sake, yes. And I'll tell you here that it was the same result, but a different technique. So you might have had a senior master that would shout to us, where are you supposed to be, boy? You say, in mathematics, or get there now. So there was that. Then he would call you over and go, hey, come here. Where are you supposed to be? Mathematics, sir. Right, listen, the boss is on the prowl, so be careful. Get up the stairs now. Go that way. And he would just send you up another stair.
That's clever, that, because you're still doing the same thing.
You do the same thing, but you feel the teacher's on side with you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'll give a wee story.
Are you almost sorry you asked me the question now, Kareem?
What's that, sorry?
Are you almost sorry you asked me the question? I mean, I had so many teachers like that. One was a famous artist. Another taught chemistry, but was a famous musician and an authority on steamships. He was a joy to behold, and he could have had the baton of any international orchestra, but he taught in the school. He'd been the head boy originally and all that stuff. And he'd never been away from the school apart from doing his degree. Then he came back and taught, you know, so he was outstanding. Another one was a spokesperson for a massive political party.
Right, excellent.
You know, so I mean, they were very influential people.
Yeah. Could you name someone that you felt, my goodness, they shouldn't have went into teaching? Or did you have anybody?
Well, no, they were all quite spectacular. We had a wonderful old guy, beautifully turned out, with a very bad limp and a stick. And I once asked what happened to him, because a lot of them had been in the Second World War, and a boy had run into him with a bicycle and broken his leg.
Oh, goodness, right.
You know, and that was him crippled for life, but he turned up every day. We had another one with a wooden leg that got a boat at 7 o'clock in the morning or 6 o'clock in the morning and came to the school.
Wow, right. I can remember it was a negative experience, and I felt it was primary 4, and it was a stand-in teacher, and he made me feel so small and made me cry in front of the class. And it was, he went up to, you know, the boards they used to have, it was black.
Was this last week?
when I was in primary 4.
Sorry, I shouldn't be making light. I knew you'd appreciate that.
And he basically said, "What is that?" And I said, "That's 11. And he shouted, and you know, when you're a wee primary 4, and it was an older man, I think he was near retirement, and he went off his head and he said, "What is that?" I says, "It's 11. And he said, "No, it's not. It's a 1 and a 1. And he pointed so hard into my shoulders. And I will always remember that. But what was really, really disappointing was the fact that when I told my mum that, she complained to the school what the teacher done. I felt he was mildly racist, obviously, because of my name and my background. However, what was disappointing, the head teacher pulled me to the side and said, "How dare you raise a complaint about," I won't say his name, "he's an outstanding teacher." And I just thought that was such, I mean, although he was a supply teacher, I didn't get into trouble. I was good at primary school, and I think teachers knew that, but I just felt very bad judgment by that head teacher taking that supply teacher's word for whatever he told them. I didn't hear anything about it again, but that's just something I'm now 40, and that still sticks in my mind.
No, they do. I mean, these things do. They certainly do. Absolutely. Fantastic, yes. Kareem, I'm going to dash because they're all going bananas here.
I know, I'm yapping on. I'll say dinky-doo, Scottie.
Dinky-doo, and thank you very much. National Teacher Day, happy day. To your telephones as soon as you possibly can. We've a lot to get through tonight. Let's hope I don't get banned tonight, says Jim Lol James. Evening, all evening, Jerry. My man, Da, remember you on the radio. I'm never off putting a jaggy nettle on. I don't know what that means. Right, off to the telephones. You're live in Scotty's phone in. Who's that?
Oh, this is Terry.
Terry?
Yeah, Scotty, I've got to ask you, has Davey been on tonight?
No, he's not been on tonight yet.
All right, because it's an excellent show you're doing, you know.
Are you liking it?
I think it's absolutely fabulous. It's just that when he comes on, he's so boring.
David's boring.
Absolutely outrageous man he is.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, so what? You know, I mean, what is your problem? You know, I mean, he's not costing you anything. There we are, to the telephones. I had a history teacher that had walking stick and he'd whack it in your desk and say in a deep voice, "Hector has woken." Yes, bitchy, bitchy. We love all that. Now, what have we got on the TikTok here? Happiness is a great gift, says Ken Dog's dad. Do you think the council workers are underpaid? Well, it depends which workers you're talking about. There's juice loose about this house. Is there council juice loose? What's that man's problem, says LaHoop. Absolutely, LaHoop. Pineapple Heat says. There we are. There's somebody on about Kareem. This was a funny bam up 20 years ago. Thank you. Hello from Aberdeen. We love you in Aberdeen. You've got a worldwide reach, Scottie, says the boss. Yes, and the boss. I drink your health, the boss. That tea is absolutely outstanding. To the telephones as quickly as you like. Let's have a call from you. There we go. Oh, there we are now. You're live at Scotty's phone in. Who's that?
Hi, Scotty. It's Glenn again.
Glenn, what can I do for you, la?
How's it going?
Well, we've had Kareem. You were quite right.
Definitely, yeah.
LaHoop says, Scotty, you're the man. Isn't that fabulous? LaHoop's a top man in Ireland.
Scotty, do you think we'll have snow this year?
Do you think so, Glenn?
You think so?
Well, can I tell you something? It was very cold this morning when I left.
All right, yeah.
Very cold. And I just went out to check something there, and it was very cold.
Do you think it has to warm up before it snows, though, doesn't it?
I think we're going to get a bit of snow sooner rather than later.
I think we're going to have a really strong winter this winter, Sky.
Yeah. You think it'll be tough?
I think so, yeah. I do like the scenery, though, to be honest.
Yeah, but Yorkshire, it's interesting. I'll tell you this. I was going out to the northwest of Sheffield.
Yeah.
And it was a winter's night, but the roads were all clear. And then I turned off into a country road because I had a little cottage. And the car just completely lost it. Yeah. And I managed to steer out of it. I was heading for, these 200-year-old Yorkshire walls.
I do, yeah.
Well, I was heading for one of them. I thought, oh, please, God, no. Anyway, I managed to steer clear of it. I didn't feet off everything, and we managed to get out of it. And when I got out, there was half an inch of solid black ice. And I'd come back at, 40 miles an hour,
Yeah.
On Main Road. But when I turned off Main Road, there it was. So it just shows you've got to watch your sin.
Definitely when it comes to this time of year, Scott.
And Sheffield, as you know, it's high and it gets these beautiful cold frosty days.
Yeah, especially in the morning, Scott.
Oh, the frost's on inside the window.
Yeah.
And you have to tell your son, don't you? You go, get up.
Scotty, it's like I don't mind either season, but I do like winter, Scott.
Hey, Glenn, what about this? Glenn, here's somebody on TikTok. Scotty, how do you feel about Friday night phone-in trivia, 3 strikes, you're out format?
Yeah, sounds good.
Yep, and here's somebody else saying HMS Sheffield.
Brilliant.
What about that? And bonjour from Adam.
Scotty, do you reckon you could do some culture corner on that?
We might do a bit of one. No, we can't play the music, you see.
Yeah, that's the problem.
That's the problem. Otherwise, we'd be done for copyright.
And some quiz nights, Scotty.
A bit of quiz might be an idea,
General knowledge and a bit of trivia.
Bit of general knowledge, that stuff, little bit of trivia.
Do you like to play Trivial Pursuit, Scotty?
Well, do you know that I was playing Trivial Pursuits with my mother and my sister once? Yeah. And they came up with a question about Scottie McClue. And I said, you're having a laugh with me. You made that up. They said, no, look, and showed us. And there was a Trivial Pursuit question about Scottie McClue.
You can't fathom me, could you?
You can't make that up, can you?
You definitely can't, can you?
And fortunately, I knew the answer.
Scotty, imagine if you didn't.
Absolutely. Imagine if you didn't know it about your son.
What do you reckon to, all these different versions of board games?
About the what, Glenn? Sorry.
The Monopoly game?
Yeah.
What do you reckon to them bringing different versions?
I like it. Is there a Sheffield version?
There is one, yes, Scotty, yeah.
Hey, brilliant. We'll have a game at that.
what happens now in Monopoly, though, is you've got a cashless, you know, like a contact.
So you can do things like you've just bought Meadowall.
Pretty much, yeah.
You've just,
I mean,
you've just put some hotels in Totley.
well, and
Door.
Ecclefall Road and all that.
Absolutely.
And Hillsborough. Hillsborough would be like a yellow, I reckon, or a red.
Fantastic. You've just bought Sheffield Wednesday.
Oh, and the other one's got...
You've just bought Station.
Yeah.
Hey, lovely. Glenn, I'm going to have to dash, la.
Scotty, you know, when it comes to old-fashioned train stations,
yeah,
like the less expensive train stations, do you think council should put more money into these stations instead of your bigger franchise ones with shopping centres in?
Yeah, I shouldn't. I think, I mean, anything to do with the railways. Dr. Beeching in 1964-65 made such a flaming mess of this country's rail. This is why I have to say the Conservatives can be very, very damaging to our infrastructure if it's to do with ordinary people. And, you know, the railways in this country were outstanding. Okay, some of them weren't making money, but look at what they're putting into that HS2.
Do you think they should spread it out a bit more evenly?
Yeah, I certainly do.
But sometimes local stations, what are a little bit more minimalistic, they've still got the characteristics to keep them.
Yeah, they do, and I like some of them are very nice with flowers and everything.
Whereas you've got these fancy train stations with supermarket, with shopping centres in and that, and it takes the edge away a bit, doesn't it?
It does a bit, doesn't it? Yeah, I like the little local one.
Yeah, I mean, you know, like Birmingham and Manchester and...
Yeah, the big ones. What about the little ones where they make an announcement every 30 seconds? Please stand clear of the track.
Yeah, mind the gap and all that.
Please mind the gap. Please don't leave your luggage unattended.
When you've got 4 train stations within a 5-minute train or each other, kind of thing, 5-10 minute train or each other, and like, I think when you're stood on a platform and you're thinking, I wish this train had hurry up because it's getting even colder today.
Oh, stop, Glenn! You're freezing us all. Dinky-Doo, lot. I'll say that lot. Top man, that's our Glenn. Right now, Iona tells in Putney, says Chris, do you think the trams are a good idea in Edinburgh? David, I haven't had a chance to really take advantage of the Edinburgh trams. My concern was the buses in Edinburgh pre-trams were absolutely outstanding. Absolutely outstanding. You're live in Scottish Phone In. Who's that?
Hello, it's Raymond.
Who is it?
It's Raymond.
Raymond, how lovely to have you with us in Dinky-Doo.
Dinky-Doo.
Dinky-Doo. Somebody's saying, what about this for an announcement? Don't use the toilet while the train's in the station.
Well, I'll tell you, I'm no happy, Scotty. I'm no happy.
What's wrong, Raymond?
The trains are no running the Sundays now.
Ah, right.
So, and I like getting the train for Falkirk High, Ken.
Ken, Falkirk High, and what about what's the other one? Falkirk High and
Falkirk Grahamston.
Grahamston, that's it, Falkirk Grahamston. And I remember a friend saying, I'll meet you when we're going to an old chum's funeral. He says, no, just jump the train and I'll meet you. And I couldn't mind if he'd said High or Grahamston. So I had to look out for his car at the station.
It's an easy mistake, Scotty, an easy mistake.
You know, this was the problem, and I thought, oh no, what did he say?
But I'll tell you, Scotty, the last time I was on that train, Ken, it came on the announcement. If you see anything unusual,
yes,
text this number.
Right.
When you're in Falkirk, there's loads of things that are unusual.
I know, you're even somebody's hat you're going to be texting, you know.
Oh, I'm telling you. You look out the window, you'd be texting them all day.
There's a boy with different coloured socks on here.
Aye. But I'm glad to see you with your flat cap on again, pal.
It's good, isn't it? We're back in business, Ray.
Back in business.
Back in business, son.
And Jeannie, the wife, she's a bit shy. Maybe next week I'll phone you. She would like to say hello to you.
Put her on and say hello anytime, Raymond.
I'll do that. I'll phone her next. She's in the other room, Scottie. But if you say hello, Jeannie, I'll get up next week, right?
Hello, Jeannie. Lovely to have you with us. Dinky-Doo, Ken.
Dinky-Doo.
Dinky-Doo, Raymond.
Keep up the good work, Scottie.
Bless you, sir. Dinky-Doo, Lala. What a fine fellow. Right, free the Flying Scotsman, says Chris. The Flying Scotsman is free. Yes, she is up and running big style. Right, what have we got here? Lol, Scottie, says Suzanne. So what's this? I'm never half putting that jaggy nettle on like a hot drink. What's that? Oh, the jaggy nettle, the kettle, got you. Scottie, what land-based animal has the biggest eyes? Oh, right, let's see if we can get this one. You're live on Scottie's phone in. Who's that? Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, how are you, Scottie?
Very well. Who's that?
It's Steve from Ilkley again.
Steve, how lovely to have you with us. Dinky-Doo.
Dinky-Doo.
Are you enjoying the phone in?
I'm on it. I'm already on it, yeah. I've been listening.
Fantastic, lad. Good to hear you. What's happening in real world?
Well, I've been up cow and calf today.
You've done what?
Been up the cow and calf.
Oh, right. Yes.
Yeah. Keeping busy.
Keeping out of mischief.
That's right. Yep.
That's what it's about. And how's the pool doing?
It's doing all right. Anyway, everyone always asks how we are. How about how you are?
How I am. What a lovely thing to say. Yes, well, lots of lovely people ask how I am. And I think, no, how are they? So you see, it works both ways.
It does, yeah. But I don't hear much of that.
No, you don't hear too much of that. But no, I'm absolutely fine. I'm chuffed to bits with the quality of the people coming on here.
Yeah. Well, I've followed you for a long time, as you know.
You have indeed, sir. Yeah. Do you know, I can't believe all these beautiful people that it's coming up, as you know, 30 years in June. Yeah, and people from all over the country. Oh, Scottie McClue, you know. It's really quite humbling.
Is it?
That it is. Quite humbling, Steve. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Now. Hello?
Hello?
Hello? I think we're losing you a bit, Steve. It's gone a bit funny. You take care of your son. There we are. Do you like baked beans? I'm not mad on them, Dinky-Doo. Do you know there's a mine in Calder Crooks? I didn't know that, but it is right for a mining area. Right out there and into Armadale and West Lothian, all round. There's a lot of mining out there. There's no doubt about that. You're live on Scottie's phone in. Who's that?
Hello, Scottie. Suzanne.
Suzanne! We love having you on. Do you know that? I wondered when you were going to phone back.
I thought I'll stay at the night. I'll book the courage up and do it the night again.
No, my darling, please don't think you need to pluck up the courage. It's just pick up the phone and have a bit chat.
I know. I'm a bit of a coward.
No, you are not a coward. You're a very brave lady. You look at what you've dealt with in your life. You are very brave. There's most people who don't have your courage.
Well, it's just great to see how everybody's coming along and it's getting bigger and bigger every night.
It's developing with a wee bit of a setback, obviously, Saturday night when the phones went bananas. But I know what's causing that. There's just too many people trying to get on at the one time. And the system's no geared for that in the way the old radio stations were. And also, but then it cost thousands and thousands of pounds in those days, you know. And then the other thing is that one of the big social media platforms was down last night. So we lost a wee bit of that. But then it doesn't matter because we're here. And what I'm loving about it, Suzanne, is people are here because they want to be. And if anybody doesn't want to join us, they don't have to. We're not bothered. Do you see? Because the internet is so massive that doesn't. If somebody came on one time and said to me, see, if you don't stop cheeking up to people, you'll lose all your listeners. I said, are you kidding? I said, it's just doubled.
Yeah, we'll get bigger and bigger. I mean, we were here the first night, and remember the sound was going and all that?
The sound was coming and going, and there was all that going on. But then we sorted a lot of these technical things out. I was going to come back on Saturday night because we lost a few minutes at the end of the show. But it was 1:13 before I got the phones working. And I thought, 1:13, they'll all be in their beds. Yeah, what was that, Suzanne? You sound as if you were under the water there. Hello? Oh, I think we're losing you. It sounds like you're playing the guitar. There we are. That's our Suzanne, though, and she is one super lady, I can tell you. There we are. Yes, indeed, Chris, you're quite right. 2 big platforms down for 6 hours. Well, we're not on the second one. I wonder if we can get on the second one. That's an interesting one. Yes, indeedy. Now, what do we got? A chicken lived without a head for 18 months. Oh, Dave, for goodness sake. Dave, can you not put negative stuff up? Yeah, people are on here for a laugh. Vacuum cleaners were originally horse-drawn. Facts. A horse-drawn vacuum cleaner. You're live in Scottie's phone in. Who's that?
Hello, Scottie.
Yes.
Hi, it's Dee Gurley. Sorry, I'm trying to turn you down.
Dee, oh, don't turn me down. Oh. Don't turn me off. No, fantastic. Dee, I can't thank you enough for your kindness and your generosity and your lovely message.
Oh, listen. It's well worth it, every single penny. So
it was just so good of you, and your wee message that says, you know, Scottie's given us so much, let's give him a bit back, you know.
We need to give a wee bit back.
And it was just so lovely of you, and I thought, who on earth's put all this money in? I thought, it's Dee. Do you know what I mean?
Come on, it's worth it that much.
It's huge. No, darling, it's huge because I'll tell you, I'm looking for 100 angels at £7.50. So you're 3 angels.
Oh, that's lovely.
You're 3 angels. If I get 100 at £7.50, then we can move on to the next step. I can get another wee bit of stuff because it just means because I just have to sit and try and save it all up. You know what I mean? And you know what it's like these days.
Definitely, I understand 100%.
You know, you think, well, we can't do it.
I was wanting to ask you a question. I won't mention any company names
or
anything like that. And I know you're a wise man. It was just a wee bit of advice. And you know how the energy prices are like hitting at the moment.
Yes.
Right? So, have been, and I does it all day. It's a wonder I've got any hair left. Anyway, I was switching companies.
Right.
I won't make this a big issue. I was in the middle of, before I had...
No, you're fine, Dee. Just relax, because listen, this is something that's of interest to everyone at the moment.
Right, okay, yeah.
So press on. As I say, don't mention the companies. It makes it more flexible.
So what happened was, I'm one of these people that compares the market all the time and gets a cheaper deal.
Good.
And, so I'm always one of them. So I had changed suppliers before all this gas carry-on happened. And I've managed to swap, but I get charged, and then I get an email saying I'm now with this new supplier, but my old supplier of gas won't let my account go. And I don't know why. Couldn't get through to them all day today, Scottie. It's the phone, like, I think the whole nation is really in a quandary with this gas.
Well, a lot of these people are working from home. And the only thing I will say to you, Dee, is sometimes something that looks cheaper, you think, what's their backup like? So I tend to, rightly or wrongly, stay with the kind of so-called mainstream providers. You know, even although they charge a wee bit more, I know I can phone them and give them what for if there's a problem.
Absolutely.
Whereas another company might say, "Oh, we don't do that. You know, we don't have engineers."
So this provider that I'm with, can they do that? Can they hold?
Well, Scottish TikToker on TikTok here. This is what's brilliant about this internet setup. We're getting instant feedback. Scottish TikToker is very, very wise. Says because your gas will be in a contract. So
right,
he's saying you although you wanted to switch and you've said to the new lot, I want to switch with you, and they're saying fine, they can't get it because you're under contract, the other lot. So it depends when that expires. So when you're phoning them, and don't worry if you can't get them on the phone, they might have a chat line on the internet. And because a lot of these employees are working from home, they prefer the chat things. So they go, hi, I'm Mary, I'm your person today. What can I do for you? And you go, can I do? And they go, oh yeah, it doesn't expire for another 3 months.
Yeah.
So it might be worth checking that.
I'll look into that. But the thing is,
TikTokers also saying, sorry to interrupt, you will need to pay your contract off first.
But you see, it is, right? So my contract is paid off. This is what's making me, I just don't know what's going on. My new contract, I've took on my electricity, but my old contractors are keeping my gas and not letting my account go. And it's fully paid up to date. It's not that I've paid it or anything.
Well, there's another guy, CBS 1690 is saying they have to let your account go after 48 hours of cancelling it.
Right, okay, excellent. Okay, that's brilliant.
So that's quite good. Somebody's written here, McClue's lips to God's ears. Isn't that beautiful? I love these people. There's okay, we've had a couple of silly trolls try it on, but see the beautiful people on here.
Of course. We're all for Scottie and we're all for Scotland.
And CBS says I had that problem when I moved home.
Right. Okay.
So there's lots of help out there, Dee. They're all coming on and telling us what's what.
Yeah, I'll have a look into it. That I forgot what you said. That fella's name. 48 hours. I think that actually makes a lot of sense.
That makes sense. So maybe it'll take a wee while.
Yeah, I'll have a look into it in the morning and find out.
But if you've officially cancelled it, according to him, they have to let you go after the 48 hours. But they'll all be in a bit of a mess because remember, everybody will be trying this. You know, and they should never have. I mean, you see what it makes. I don't know that companies understand this. So the people who are going to suffer from high prices, which could be negotiated,
the elderly and everything.
It's going to be the old people and the frail people.
Absolutely.
Right? So that's what's going to happen there. Now, the younger people are going to go, well, just make sure you put it off then.
Yeah.
You see?
Exactly.
They'll be sitting going, well, don't put the heat on. How long's that heat on? You go, oh, well, 6 hours a day. Right, we'll cut it down to 2.
Yeah.
You see?
Definitely.
And they'll be saving their 200 quid, you know, and saying, well, they'll not be getting it, which means that the companies will not be getting it.
Absolutely. Well, I was looking at it. I'll not say his name on it or whatever, but the fella always gives a good advice out.
I like him.
He's amazing. Yes. So I looked into him and he's saying basically a lot of big gas companies have went bust.
Yeah.
And I had a look at some of the Go Compare companies. Some of them I've not even heard of, honestly. And I'm like, oh my goodness. But
you see, it's interesting because one man's meat's another man's poison. And if these companies are going bust, two things: richer companies could pick them up cheap or pick up their customers. And the other thing is that it means less competition.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So the very big companies will be rubbing their hands.
I know. Do you know, this has been all day. This is me just sort of sat down and I actually missed a wee bit of you. I've seen it. I was in for a wee while and I said, right, I need to get an email to this gas person because they've took money and they shouldn't have took money.
No, they shouldn't have took money at all.
Honestly, Scottie.
You know that's the stuff.
I thought, right, I'm phoning Scottie.
But listen, you're in charge. Just say to them, listen, if you don't start sorting this out, I'll have to stop all these payments.
Yeah.
Cancel all that. They say, oh, you can't cancel. You've signed. You say, no, 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 no. You're not listening to me. You need to sort this out.
Right. So can I cancel direct debits?
Yes, you can cancel direct debits, but the only thing is just watch the contractual thing. But you can cancel a direct debit. You can stop a check. You can do all these things, but you know, you have to watch that they don't go, well, we'll sue you for the money and all that kind of nonsense.
You start getting the letters through the door.
But I think, but you see, even the letters and that, do you know what I mean? That's all supposed to try and say we're in charge, and you've got to say back, no, no, I'm the customer. I'm in charge.
Yeah.
Your job is to provide me with the energy on my terms. If you can't do it, then I'm sorry. You can stick it.
Yeah. Well, you've given me the energy to cope with this tonight.
There we are. There's Coelho going, I had a financial issue once. I got the ombudsman involved. It was sorted in days.
Really? Right. Okay. Brilliant.
So
fantastic. I'm really glad I phoned because I was honestly tearing the hair out of my head.
So sure you can do. You go round in circles. And then the other thing is they put you on hold and they play classical music, and you're half an hour go, we'll be coming to you shortly. Your call is valuable to us. You think, shortly, about 25 minutes.
I know.
What's shortly? This is the thing. So what you need to do, Dee, to have a nice life is lengthen your fuse. So you think, do you know what? It doesn't matter.
Don't stress about these things.
Yes, try and not stress.
Stressful things going on in this world.
We don't worry and we don't stress.
Yeah. 100%.
Very important. Haven't enough of that. Listen, you take care of yourself, my darling. It's so lovely to hear from you.
And thank you, everybody, for your help. And
we'll get there. And if there's any more, just come back on and we'll get some more help.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Dinky-Doo. See you, Angel. Thanks again. Bye. There's our Dee. That's fantastic. Worried about her bills. Lots of people will be, but we will help each other. Scapa Flo from Texas is consulting tonight. Dinky-Doo, lovely to have you with us. If you've just joined us, you're watching Scottie McClue. We are, of course, live with the internet phone-in. This is big stuff, I say. There we are. Now, who have we got here? Never a dull moment. You're live on Scottie's phone-in. Who's that?
Hello, Scottie. How you getting on?
Who's that?
It's Kenneth here from Kilsyth.
Kenneth from Kilsyth. We love it. Lovely to hear from you on Dinky-Doo.
Dinky-Doo, Scottie. How you doing this evening?
We're great. Are you enjoying the phone-in, Kenneth?
Oh, I'm loving it, Scottie. I used to listen to you years ago, pal. I'm glad to see you back in the business.
We're back in business because I thought to myself, do you know, there's no point in sitting waiting for a phone call from a radio station because it'll probably no come. So what I'll do is I'll just go up myself.
That's it. Sometimes you're better just taking that leap of faith, Scottie.
You know, and I mean, well, what was going to happen? Either nobody phones, and if nobody phoned, I thought I'll give it 3 months. If nobody phones, night one, we were stowed out the door and step it through.
Oh, yeah, Scottie, just I remind you saying earlier they are talking about trains.
Yes.
Well, I'm a retired train driver, you see.
Fabulous.
All my days.
Now, I've always wanted to talk to you because you're a man of experience who knows his stuff, and you're used to taking big responsibility.
Well, Scottie, I tell you about the biggest problem we have in the trains.
You can't get quality drivers like yourself.
I mind you saying about someone saying not to use the toilet in the station.
Yes.
Well, the biggest problem with these modern trains, half the people go into these toilets, you know, these fancy sliding doors.
Yes.
Well, they go away in and they forget to lock the door.
Ah.
So they're in there doing their business and the door opens and they get revealed like the prize in a 70s game show.
Oh, no.
And that's, you can't be having that in the train.
No.
There's a lot of complaints to that, Scottie.
Well, I'm not surprised because I remember this sort of slidey door once. And I can remember when I was just sorting myself out, you know, and I thought to myself, I hope that door doesn't fling open.
You can never be too sure. It's a risk that sometimes you've just got to take.
What's wrong with the old doors with a big brass bolt on it that go from vacant to engaged?
You know that's not going to open. That's quite a good cover.
That was proper stuff.
Definitely, Scottie. You need to bring them back. We should start a petition.
I think we can be too modern. Do you remember for a while they installed them in the main streets?
Yeah.
They disappeared. They had the slidey door and all the rest of it.
You put a wee 20 pence in and
aye.
you away in there.
You popped in. No, but it didn't last. It's interesting.
Aye, well, this young generation, they don't keep anything clean and tidy.
That's the problem, and they'd vandalise it. They throw the paper about and jam it down the lavvy, and you wonder why you bother giving people like that facilities.
That's Scottie.
Tell me, are you old enough to remember the Giles cartoons? Giles, you used to get a book of Giles cartoons. I think was it the Daily Express Giles was in? I can't mind. Anyway, you got these wonderful books. They were very funny. And I can remember football fans had smashed up a football special train, broken the basins and ripped up the seats and turned them into sawdust and all that. And the cartoon was just flat wagons. You know the flat wagons they used to set the containers on? So it was just flat wagons, and it said, football special. We thought you'd occupy your tiny minds by holding on.
Tell me, Scottie, would that be late 80s?
Yes, 70s, 80s, 60s, 70s, 80s, I think. And at Christmas, you could get a book of Giles cartoons, and they were brilliant. And there was characters in them. There was like a wee fat wifey who was grandma, you know.
Aye, I'll get a wee look at that.
Kalalio's going, I remember Giles on here. Fantastic.
If we can dig up the past, I'm sure I've seen it somewhere, Scottie.
You will have. You will have. Can I say what a privilege it's been to have you on, and thank you for all the wonderful things you do.
Right.
Train driving has got huge respect.
You keep up the good work, Scottie.
You are very kind. And Dinky-Doo.
Dinky-Doo, Scottie.
Dinky-Doo, buddy, all the best. What a top man. I love having a train driver on. They are so skilled. Guys, I think we're going to have to say goodbye to the beautiful TikTokers. We love you, TikTokers. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. This is Scottie McClue saying Dinky-Doo to every one of you. And ta-ra-las. That's how TikTokers have left us. Lovely people. You're live at Scotty's Phone In. Who's that?
Hi, Scottie. It's Grant.
Grant, Dinky-Doo, how are you, sir?
I'm okay. I just wanted a bit of advice.
Go on, go on.
Just having a hard time lately with like just depression and whatnot. Just I want some.
Right, Grant. What age group roughly are you?
Late 20s.
Right. Right. And what has actually kind of triggered it, would you say?
I would say it's been more of a long-term thing.
Right. You've just got fed up. Is it just life in general? Is it relationships? Is it how you feel? Is it what you're doing for work?
I think it's just life in general and how the past year has been.
Right. Now, what I'm going to say to you, Grant, the most important thing, you are not alone.
Yep.
You are not alone. And out there's a lot of people who are facing the same thing, and a lot of people sending you strength right now.
That's good to hear.
Right now, Grant. And I think this is something. Give me a wee call if you can get through earlier next time, and we'll have a bit of a chat about it, and we'll take advice from the nation.
That sounds good.
And remember, you are certainly not alone. We send you strength and love.
Thanks, mate.
And we'll catch up soon, Dan. We're just running straight out of time, but we'll catch up soon, La.
Right, night worries.
Bless you, and night. Strength to you.
Thank you.
Yep, absolutely, and thank you. What a top man. There we are. Lots and lots of people will be having that at the moment. Guys, we're right out of time. This is Scottie McClue saying thank you very much for our Tuesday evening phone-in, and Dinky-Doo.